Happy 4th of July, people. It's that time again for barbecue, for fireworks, for flags, for friends and family. It's a good day. I miss the old days in the San Fernando Valley where we would buy our own fireworks. It was legal back then in the 70s and 80s, and we can put them out right in front of our house and have a great time. But now we've got to gather in large places and see fireworks, the big ones, which is fine. That's all right. But I miss those old days where we were able to set them off ourselves. Let's face it, guys. I'm not blind to the fact that this country was founded on the genocide of the Native American Indians and the enslavement of Black people. I understand that. It should be acknowledged and never forgotten. Okay? But despite our history and despite our current presidential race, I'm not going to even go there, and despite all the division that's happening in the United States, this video is about what we all have in common in this country, all of us, no matter what race, creed, or color you are. This video, no matter if you're red or blue, in the North or the South, I have a list of things that we all have in common for once, because we're really in a divided country. So this is kind of a gratitude list that can bring us all together. The first one, as a female in America, as a woman, I'm grateful that I'm allowed to get an education, pursue my own dreams. I can be what I want when I grow up. I still need to grow up. And that's not the case in some other countries. As a woman, I can vote. That doesn't happen everywhere. Heck, it's relatively new, like the 1920, when women were starting to vote for the first time. In the scheme of things, that's not that long ago. And it still has to be acknowledged that women need to make more money to rise up to be at least equal to men financially in this country. But that's another video. Second thing, as a woman, I can wear whatever I want. I personally don't believe that, we should be walking around half naked as women. Might get us the wrong attention, but we could have our own style and fashion here in America. And again, that's not the case everywhere. Women are not allowed to wear what they want in certain countries, but we take that for granted here in this country, okay? Here's the number 3. I have the freedom to worship God. Whether it be in church or my own home or someone else's home, I could say in public who I worship. In my case, I'm a Christian, but this is not only for my beliefs, this is for other faiths as well. Here in the United States, we don't have to go underground. We don't have to go underground to worship. For the most part, when I go to church on Sunday, I don't fear for my life. And that's definitely not the case everywhere in the world. Some people of my faith have to go underground in certain countries. Here, you have the right to worship anyone that you want to. Pretty simple. Number 4 here, we have freedom of speech, like this video, for example. I'm allowed to speak my truth, my observations, my feelings. I don't have to ask for permission. I have the freedom to have my own thoughts and to express them. And this is not the case everywhere, people. North, south, red or blue, we are free to say what we want here in America. I personally believe people should be responsible with this freedom, though, because words are very powerful. Death and life are in the power of the tongue. That's in the Bible, and words can really hurt people or they could really lift people up. So I always like to encourage people to use their freedom of speech wisely. I would speak only truth and love, but sometimes, other people's point of view is, their truth and their love is different than my truth and my love. But if we at least try to come from that place. But then again, not everything is roses, and we have the freedom here to express ourselves. We have that freedom here in the United States, and that's a great reason to celebrate today. Number 5, I can date or marry who I want as a woman. You can as a man too, but I think women are told more around the world who they should marry, who they should date. This is not the case everywhere. In some other countries, marriages are arranged, and who you end up with is decided before you even meet the person sometimes. Now, I'm not putting down arranged marriages because I've talked to some people who have had them, some people from other countries who have had an arranged marriage, and there are some benefits that they expressed about it. I prefer the American way, but not everybody's different. But for me, I want to actually know who I'm getting with and choose the person myself. That's just my preference. And here in the United States, we have that. Like I said, it's not the case everywhere. Number 6, here in America, we have freedom of speech, of course, but we also have artistic expression. We can make controversial art, music, books, theater, movie productions. Even this artistic expression, if it speaks against the government, we're allowed to do it here in America. It's not every place in the world that you could say, I don't like this government, or whatever you want to say about the government. But here in America, we could speak out against the government. And that's not always the case. All right. Here in the US, number 7, I'm innocent until proven guilty. I could be an ex-murderer, but I still have the right to fair representation and a defense in my day in court. As we know, the justice system is flawed. It's flawed. The people that have more money tend to get the best representation, and that needs to change as well. That's not fair. Number 8. With the exception of the Civil War and the War of Independence from Britain, the wars that America has participated in and were mostly fought away from this country, away from American soil. And of course, we were attacked at Pearl Harbor, but compared to other nations during wartime, civilians have had it pretty good. And I knock on wood. Where's some real wood? Okay, I'm knocking on some real wood to say that. But, the Civil War was fought here. The Independence War was fought here. And of course, we've had terrorist attacks on this soil. But for the most part, when a war is declared, civilians in the United States, for the most part, are not endangered. And that's something that we should be grateful for because, again, as we've seen in the news, that is not the case all around the world. We're not perfect. We have a long ways to go in many ways. This video is one of gratitude to celebrate Independence Day. And I encourage all of you, maybe, while you're eating your barbecue, to kind of stop, or after you watch the fireworks, just kind of stop and talk with your family or friends about why. Because we don't really have these conversations that much on the 4th. We do our thing, we drink, we eat, we have the fireworks, but do we really sit down and really face to face and talk about why we are celebrating the 4th of July? We could talk about superficial stuff, but I implore you to try and change the conversation today to something of gratitude with your friends and family about what this holiday really means to you as an individual This video is what it means to me as an individual, as well as everyone else, I think, could share these things to be grateful for. What does independence mean to you? Maybe you can talk with someone about that today. How do you practice your independence? Think about it. Independence definition, one of my favorite definitions of it, is that you're not influenced or controlled by others in matters of opinion, conduct, etc. Thinking or acting for oneself, not subject to another's authority or jurisdiction. Autonomous, free. Now, we all know that when you watch the fireworks today, they're going to play that same Lee Greenwood song that we've heard every year. It's a good song. I'm proud to be an American, or at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave the right to me. And I'll gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. Because there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. Have a great 4th, everybody. Be safe. Be well. Like and subscribe. Love you. Bye.